Got it.
Well, we're kicking off the new year of 2024 with a Master Phil in Your Corner podcast. This is episode 114, USA Boxing's Decision to Ruin Women's Sports. Well, today we have some special guests. We have Jamie Gadino of the New Jersey Project and a repeat offender, Jimmy Wagner of Pascack Boxing and Fitness. Now, just real quick, I know definitely a repeat offender was pretty awesome because the last time Jimmy and I were on, our podcast got yanked off of YouTube. Let's hope that this doesn't happen again. But before we get into this, let's thank our sponsors. We have philross.com, kettlebells, bodyweight, self-defense, martial arts, virtual and in-person training. We have it available through Patreon as well as Burn Along and so forth. And then we have Survival Strong. And go to survivalstrong.philross.com, 6 training modules, a manual, and 20 workouts. We also have the Survival Strong second edition dropping in less than 30 days. And of course, we have Ferocious Fitness and the Kettlebell Workout Library. Don't forget to check out philross.com. Check out our Fit Team for 100% natural protein supplements, onesleeve.store. For rash guards, BJJ, everything you need there. Health is a Wealth, P3, Winning Mindset, and of course our certifications and seminars. Well, and we got the lovely Jamie Gadino. She's about to join us right now. And of course, we got Jimmy here with us. And so let me just see. We got to ask to unmute. All right. So, Jimmy, why don't you just give a little backdrop as Jamie's coming in?
Okay. So,
hey, there she is.
Hi, guys. How are you?
Hey, good, Jamie. How you doing? So, I just did my shameless plugs, introduced us a little bit. Why don't I just ask Jimmy to talk about what he does and his place in this whole situation that we're discussing here. So, Jimmy, if you could just give a little quick rundown, then we're going to get into some business here.
Sure. And it's good to see you, Jay. So been a USA Boxing registered coach, right? For, I think, since like 2003, 2004. So, and cornered probably 70 fights. So, 50 fighters, 70 fights in that time. And it's not just to say there's been gold gloves champs, diamond gloves champs. I was all in, I left Wall Street because I didn't want to make that kind of money anymore. So I wanted to have purpose. So I got broke, and that's what it was. But we did other things too, other than just, train kids. We hosted events. I had 18 one night shows, which were really cool. That gave not just my kids, but other gyms in the state, in New York, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania, that gave them opportunities to fight, because a one night show is the kid's first step, boy or girl, a kid's first step to actually winding up in the Olympics. So a USA Boxing sanctioned event is on a one night show before gloves, diamond gloves, gold gloves, or anything. Right. Is the first step. That's the road to the Olympics. It really does begin with, losers like me just putting stuff together and borrowing money from, everybody and their uncle just to get the show on, and then to run out of the building, and hopefully I paid the bill. So we get that done. We do the events, and it's always more than boxing, of course.
Of course.
It's it's about personal development. It's always like the fight outside the ring is always more challenging. Hopefully, because the instruction should be good. So anyway, if we just come up to 2023, November 1st, yeah, we start getting our renewals from USA Boxing on November 1st each year. They're literally pounding us this year excessively, like not even every 2 days, right? You got them. Phil, you're a coach, and they're renew now, get your discount, and they always find ways to get that discount back from us. But anyway, get your discount. And so it's like, say and then on January 1st, I'm renewed background check, which is always fine. This is always good. You know, I like that there is a background check because adults working with kids, that's a very important thing. So all that's always good. But this year, I'm always late. Like I'm always like the one they're like, Coach, come on. And I'm like, oh, yeah, okay. So I'll pay my bill. But every year you get a new rules book. And this is where the problem is located. The new rules book isn't the problem, but it's where we discover the problem. I don't read the new rules book because I just believe in gravity and fighting. Because in the new rules book, it's normally like, okay, no green shoelaces this year, only blue and red. I think we lost Jamie.
Where'd you go?
Where'd she go? She'll find her way back. She's good that way.
Well, keep going.
Keep going. Sorry. So in the new rules book, we don't pay attention to it. And that's where the drama starts. This is almost like a made-for-TV movie. We don't pay attention to it, and USA Boxing knows we don't pay attention to it. So then in the new rules book, I get it on December 30th with 36 hours left to go in the year to make a decision about the new rules book. And then actually, what's that coach from England I was telling you, Phil, Jamie, what's his name? Carl Frampton's old coach. He tweets on Twitter. I'm on Twitter for other reasons, just trying to figure out how much I, despise the current government. So I'm just reading his tweet. USA Boxing coaches, pay attention. USA Boxing put out new rules on a transgender policy. Don't do it. Don't sign up. Have a voice for women. So I read that, and then I actually went to the rules book. I didn't pay yet. I didn't renew. And sure enough, they have a transgender policy. And Phil, here's the to the man on the street, to the woman on the street, here's the common breakdown of what that says. The translation is the transgender policy says the following: a born male can fight a born female in the ring. A transgender woman, which is a man at birth, can fight a woman in the ring. Here's what it doesn't say. It doesn't put up the opportunity for, and not that I agree with this either, because I don't, but at least trans versus trans. At least you're taking people, you're not threatening women's lives. And finally, just to end this point, there in no cry or outcry or promotion of my rights or this and that is anybody saying a trans man, they're promoting her rights, to fight an actual man. You know what I'm saying? So it's not going the other way. Meaning the rule's disingenuous and it's dark. And I'll pause there for you.
Okay. Yeah. Well, hopefully when Jamie comes in, we'll stop so she can.
I think she's coming back.
Yeah, it looks like she's coming back. But Jimmy, the thing that we have here is something that is nothing short of an abomination. And as witnessed by my letter to our friends over there, we're having a little technical difficulties with her. Again, I don't know. Yeah.
She can't see it. I think she's on her phone.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, things, it's nothing short of an abomination. Oh yeah, one rule, no self-effacing like that, because you're not a loser. I don't want to hear that again out of your mouth.
I got you. I'm with you. I know.
There's so much great stuff. Enough about being humble like that, because you know what? We have to take this fight to them. And
of course,
what's going on is disgusting. First of all, I read the rule as well, and basically it said that anyone under the age of 18 has to be in their biological class.
Correct.
They competed, right? They have to be in their biological class.
Yep.
Oh, but wait a minute. And over 18, okay, let's just consider this. Above the age of 18, guess what? The males already went through puberty.
Right.
Already went through puberty. And what do you think? If you lop a body part off,
yeah,
that's going to change you on a cellular level? Listen, and I sent all that information over to the people at USA Boxing, because maybe they're not privy to it, about what our makeup is as far as humans go. And hey, Jamie, there you are. Can you hear us?
Sorry, I don't have good service here.
Telling me. Jamie, before we totally dive into this, can
you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you. Yeah. You're freezing up though. All right. You know what? She'll join us when she can.
She will.
But the thing that we have here, guys, is the change has been made. Now,
Okay.
I don't know how many people know this, but
Okay. You want me to give a background? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
okay. Yes. Can you?
Became active and everything. That hold on a second.
Okay.
Yeah.
You are frozen though. Oh, there you go.
There she is. She's walking on the hallway.
Yeah.
She's holding a PC in her hand right now. I just want to tell you, not a cell phone.
Very strong.
Very strong.
Yeah. I don't know if the connection thing is working too.
She's going to know how to adjust. Don't worry, but we can keep going.
So, there's almost 20,000 genes in that they make up a human being, right? About 20,000 genes. Now, of those, men and women differ in 6,500 of them. Okay, they differ in 6,500 of them. So some of the functionality is turned off in men as well as women. We're gonna have to have her come in a different way because this isn't working.
Right. No, do what you have to do, bud.
I actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jamie. I don't think it's. Yeah, I don't think it's happening. So anyway, hey, modern technology. But anyway, we have somewhere around 20,000 genes that make us humans. Now, of those, 6,500 are different between men and women. So on a cellular level, we are 1/3 different. By lopping off a body part, it doesn't make a difference. If you take a bull and you cut off its horns, you don't make it a cow. It's
try milking a bull.
Right. See what happens. But the thing is that the people that are in this transition, whatever they're doing, right? They need psychological help. They don't need to be put in ring combat sports, okay? Because anyone who's denying 1/3 of your biology, there's something going on. And look, if you want to call me whatever you want, go ahead. I don't care, but I am not against anyone. No. And as a matter of fact, I lead classes in this, and I lead classes in sports trends in sports, and I've done it for at least 8 or 9 semesters, and all of the students think that, we should have a separate division, just like you said. I have no problem with that whatsoever. We have a separate division. That's 100% fine. 100% fine. But you know what, though? You cannot give someone an advantage. And I mean, you want to talk about where's USADA in all of this? Because you're not supposed to give someone an advantage in competition. And this is a clear advantage. And you know what? Someone is going to get killed. Someone is going to get hurt seriously. I mean,
and that's what it's going to take.
Yeah, we've already seen it with that Fallon Fox, right?
Yeah.
That guy pretending to be playing women, what do they call it? Women's scape or women fake or whatever it is. And he's already caved in the skulls of several women in the cave. I mean, come on, how is that even remotely sport? Sport is supposed to be, showing your skill and your training, not a genetic advantage.
Brother, I want to lend a quick biological piece of information to your description, which is spot on, obviously, by the way, because it is or it isn't. It's science. You're just talking about the science. It's common, well, not so common, right? Common sense, but hormone therapy. And Michaela Meyer, who's a world champion women's boxer, former actress, former model. She was a former gangbanger. She came from wealth. Her story is amazing. She moved out of Los Angeles, and now she's a world champion female boxer. This lady's amazing. She's got a fight this weekend, but she took the time from her training, which is tough to do. Hormone therapy is banned, by the way.
Yes.
In competition.
Of course it is.
It's cheating. And so it stops right there. Doesn't matter how you feel about it. So to support what she just said, and worse than USA Boxing has already stated. The International Olympic Committee has stated something worse.
Oh, I
And
know.
I'm going to tell you about the fugazi going on there is really dark. Here it is. The IOC simply says this: not even those 4 things you have to go through that USA Boxing says.
Yeah.
If you identify as a woman, you can compete in a woman's sports.
That's
And
insane.
it's insane. Now, here's the thing. They're saying, the IOC is saying USA Boxing is dictating to them. They're not. It's the other way around. But it doesn't matter because they're both dark forces.
It's disgusting. Jamie, can we hear you? We can see you. Can we hear you now?
Yes, yes.
there
I'm
you are.
so sorry. I'm
No
here.
problem.
I'm here.
This
You
is-
know, one thing that I want to point out is you have to follow the money. They always say follow the money. This is an agenda that is being pushed down from the top. This is not these little corporations getting together and deciding all the rules. This is coming down from the top, and it's infiltrated in every aspect of everyday life now. It is just getting so much worse. It's in the schools, the sports, it's everywhere. And parents and people like Jimmy and you, like, we just have to continue pushing back.
Yes.
We have to say this is morally wrong and push back.
100%. But the thing is that, when you're talking about follow the money, you look at corporations like BlackRock, Vanguard, and all these guys with their little, wokeness meters, and they're judging everyone, holding back the purse strings. Yeah, you like that wokeness meter? And they're holding back the purse strings from all the people that run corporations and that run organizations.
Yep.
And these guys are dictating these terms. And you know what? It's all, I mean, gosh, I was never like a conspiracy theorist, because I'm not, because evidently everything I've been saying is true since this COVID nonsense started being pushed down our throats.
Yep.
And DIE, and I call it DIE because we're all going to die as a society if we do it. And it's diversion, inequality, and exclusion. Okay, this is destroying our society and destroying everything we're made of, from meritocracy on down. And the fact that we're ignoring biology and letting these social ideals harm people. Look, why even have Title IX anymore? Why have women's sports? Why even bother?
Right.
It's right. Women's sports.
I just want to say something on Title IX. Sorry, Jamie, if I'm interrupting. So that Nixon, Republican, he put that to paper in 1972.
Yep.
And it's just fairness, that was the era of equal rights. And well, every era is the era of equal rights, but there was a strong movement in equal rights for women in the 70s. Push and all that. But I mean, I get it. And then that's where discrimination was big. And then if you add, and this is where I will lose all of my friends, but if you add the self-esteem movement to equal rights in women, like that soccer player lady with the equal pay with the purple hair, like what you do is you just insult women, you weaken them. And then in 1993, this girl, Dallas Malloy, she was the first amateur boxer. She was 15 years old, first woman. She sued USA Boxing. She was 15 to just be able to get a spot to fight in an event, and she did. She's 1-0. That was her career. She was actually featured in Jerry Maguire, but that's an actual case. That's a real human being. But all these people, none of them are complaining. Like, there's no outcry from any women's rights activist group.
Right. Let's just look at that Riley Gaines situation. Hold on. I'm going to share.
San Francisco State U.
Yeah. I mean, that was.
He was incarcerated on campus.
Yeah, that was disgusting. So
absolutely the worst. They threatened their life.
Yep. Hopefully people can hear this.
Oh,
all right.
It's funny asking how you're so crazy, right? With inflation and so much uncertainty.
He's not the worst guy in the world.
I don't know. He's just gets on my nerves.
He's a bit over the top.
Yeah.
He's a martial artist.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I know.
How do I get rid of this?
How to go from where you are to where you want to be.
I don't know.
I don't know. I want to see Riley Gaines.
Got in your way, and Create the life that you want. Create the energy, the passion, the aliveness, the changes in your
I just X out, buddy.
changes in your
I'm
relationship.
getting out of here.
It's not gonna
Ugh. So anyway, forget it. We're gonna go.
Okay.
We're gonna
You're,
get back.
okay.
But anyway, what happened was Riley Gaines, who was the NCAA swimmer who swam against the 6'4"
Leah Thomas.
failed male swimmer,
Yeah.
Leah Thomas, lost and had to take second place and so forth after training her whole life for this. Hey, listen, look, I have, girls who are athletes. I don't want them going against some dude,
Right.
you know,
Yeah.
playing woman, like, that, you save that stuff for, Comic-Con and so forth, but not in
Yeah.
sports, right? I mean, how many women are getting ripped off? Where is Gloria Allred? Where are all these women activists, screaming about everything else? But you know what? Why don't they have the guts to come up here and talk about this? Why don't they have the guts to push back? Where are they?
So if we look at why, and if we look at you can't, it's hard to answer why, but you can, I'm going to bring up faith, because if you don't, you're lost. I'm sorry. But this is a spiritual, this is a cultural war. This isn't even, and I absolutely love your point, Jamie, about follow the money, because that brings you to a really scary room. When you follow the money, you realize inside that room is a cult.
Right.
It's mental illness, absolutely. But mental illness are the ones that are following the cult leaders. The cult leaders, they don't have mental illness. They're evil. This is pure evil. It's proof of God.
Yeah.
Right now that this evil exists. And it comes out in the following. It's diversity, equity, and inclusion. That's the symbol for the devil in 2024. And here's an example. Here's how bad it gets. It doesn't get worse than USA Boxing. This comes close, though. Delta Airlines
I saw that.
only hires they hire pilots through the DEI policy. So don't fly Delta Airlines.
Oh, same thing with United.
They're all doing
Be
so.
very
Yeah,
careful.
all these big companies. There was a huge story on IBM that James O'Keefe just exposed also. But a lot of the reason that these people aren't screaming and speaking out is because they're canceled. Their lives are threatened or their jobs are threatened. I mean, look at some of the big time journalists and all of this stuff that, disappeared or were canceled and lost everything.
There's a power lifter, a woman from Canada, April Hutchinson. I posted the hell out of her on Facebook as soon as I learned how to post it. And she's a national champion power lifter. And Phil, you know what discipline goes into the clean and jerk, the squat, all that. She's a national champ. That's a disciplined life. That's a straight up hardworking woman. So she was on that show with Piers Morgan. She was she made some comments about, the comments that we make. She was just like, it's just wrong. Women can't be competing against men in powerlifting. It can't happen. And so what the Canadian Powerlifting Association did, they banned her from competition for 2 years because she said that.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But Ed Smith, who hasn't even had his mutilation operation yet, but wears a tutu, is lifting weights so much more than she. And so that's her point. That's to the point of cancellation. And I think this is something I really have to give Jamie so much credit for this. And Phil, this is Bunker Hill, by the way. This is the best. This is, we start out as Paul Revere, but we better get to Bunker Hill, because it's not just about delivering the message, right? We have to deliver action. That might actually be the Boston Tea Party. Jamie's like, you might get canceled. You might lose business. I'm actually getting evicted from my apartment, and it's not on my mind right now because they're just unreasonable rent increases. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying I always land on my feet, the Irish Catholic thing. But I had to struggle with losing business, and Jamie's familiar with this situation. I trained some kids at the local high school, and their parents are teachers, and I'm losing that business. I'm losing other business, and there have been threats on. Instagram to me, and I always think to myself, you know, okay, but at least you're threatening somebody who can handle a situation if he walks into a threatening. But you know, and then I just realized it's all worth it because it's not about me. It's all worth it because it's about the future and kids.
Mhm.
And that's not smarmy. That's the bottom line. That's exactly what Jamie does every day. She gets up, her feet hit the ground, and she's like, it's right back to the war. It's right
Jamie.
back to the war. And she reminds me of that every day.
Yeah, Jamie, can you tell us about your New Jersey project a little bit?
Yeah, so I'm the assistant director of their marketing team. And we put this group together a few years back and are just exposing a lot of what's going on in schools with the transgender policy that was put forth through every school, policy 5756. It basically goes through if your child is transitioning or using a pronoun at school that they can actually keep it from parents. They're completely stripping away.
Can I jump in there? You
Yeah.
know that is the first step in grooming. You know, to
Oh, yeah.
separate the child from the parent. I mean, if anybody's taking any type of you know, sexual molestation, you know, pedophilia courses on how to prevent it, step number one,
Remove the parents.
remove the parents, and then, oh, it's
Yep.
okay, you can tell us, you don't have to tell anyone else. And now it's a law in New Jersey. It's a law.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
this is ludicrous. I don't know how people are standing for this. I've been screaming about this forever. I ripped Murphy and put it up on my YouTube channel. You should look at it.
Yeah, I will. Well, actually, the
Jamie,
parental
invite him to a
notification.
Board of Ed meeting.
What?
Invite him to a Board of Ed meeting.
Oh, we would love to have you. We would love to have you.
I'm on the list anyway already. So
We actually, in my town in Westwood, we abolished the 5756 part where they can't notify parental notification. And we were the first town to do it right after Franklin Lakes followed, but we were the first one in Bergen County. So far there's been 20 districts, but New Jersey Project is on Instagram, Facebook. You can go to newjerseyproject.org. It has a huge following now. We have joined forces with neighboring towns. I joined forces down with South Jersey, and we're doing rallies. We're down in Trenton fighting. We really just, you know, like I said, have to push back, and it's going to take a large group, which we have, to just really keep pushing. Look, there's no coincidence that since the lockdowns, transgender is up 4,000%. And it's going to get worse. It's going to get worse. So, you know, maybe some people think it hasn't hit my backyard yet, but maybe when a boy's walking into the girl's bathroom and using the same bathroom as your daughter, you know, people will start to make some noise and wake up. But you can't be complacent or silent in this war. I mean, it is a spiritual war.
Absolutely. And here's something else. You have to think about this. And I never hear anyone speaking to this. And I've spoken to a while. No, Jimmy knows me on this. That, you know what, if you are promoting these transitions for young children, you know, they're 10, 11, 12 years old.
Younger.
They're not allowed to get a tattoo. Okay.
Right.
But you can take hormone shots and chop body parts off. Okay. Now, do they realize that these kids, not only will they never be able to reproduce, but they're never going to reach orgasm. And we're creating an army of eunuchs. How is that going to be good? I mean, don't you think that the mental health of these people will be destroyed for the rest of their lives? And what a burden on society that's going to be. And I mean, and these lives are ruined. I mean, look, and when you get to a certain age and you can make up your mind, you know, that's different. But, you know, these kids are being brainwashed to thinking that it's better for them to take this choice. And, you know, they're very easy manipulated because, you know, up to a certain age, most of our thought is, you know, for children, takes place in the amygdala, which is based on emotion. It doesn't happen, it doesn't occur into the prefrontal cortex until later in life. And honestly, it's not really fully developed even until they're 25. But that's beside the point. I mean, the fact that they're preventing parents from knowing this and being involved, and the psychologists and the therapists are pushing this agenda too, because they're all controlled by the school system.
Right.
I'm gonna quote.
There's-
I'm so I'm
Sorry,
sorry.
Jim.
No, go ahead.
There's multiple federal court cases, Cranford, Cherry Hill, Toms River, all just filed federal court cases against the districts and the state. And they have a great chance of winning. You know, the lawyer is going after Murphy hard. And it's going to take a year, but you know what? A lot of the districts are saying, no, this is not okay. And we're not taking parents out of the equation. These are our God-given rights to educate and, you know, have the well-being of our children.
Yeah, and you know,
Yeah.
the thing is, if you look at, you know, the educational statistics, you look at how our math and science and English scores have all dropped, and yet
Mhm.
you know, we're allowing kids to be furries and
We with
and
Right.
litter
West
boxes.
Bill. Jamie,
Right.
remember the woman that came into the board meeting in Westwood
To talk about
to
the
praise the increase in which, and she what she was comparing statistics to were this year versus COVID year, lockdown year, where kids weren't even like completing assignments and sending in. And she said our math scores, our English scores, and our science scores are up dramatically. She was blatantly lying.
Why?
I don't, if I knew her name, I would give her name. She was
I
blatantly
know.
lying.
Well, New Jersey has a 42% passing, and Westwood in my district has a 48% passing. So what do they do? Oh, the kids can't make the standards. Well, New Jersey just lowered the standard. So now on paper,
Right.
it'll look like we're doing
Right.
good.
That's what she did.
Right.
Yeah, that's exactly what she did.
Across the board, lower the
I'm gonna
standard.
throw this in. Phil, you'll appreciate this. There's a new Marvel comic superhero.
Oh,
There's a new Marvel comic superhero, and her name is Echo. And I guess
oh God, I saw that.
and Echo is a female Native American deaf amputee.
Of course she is. What?
Yeah. 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 Right. I mean, so here's the thing. If you even bring that up outside of this podcast, you hate females, Native Americans, deaf people, and amputees. And I know all of them. So we're not, if the great philosopher Bruce Lee said, if your brain tells yourself something, your body doesn't know the difference. It listens.
It listens. Right, right. You
Yeah.
know, guys, the thing is that we have to keep up this fight. We want to generate more interest and, you know, have more people get involved. Jamie, before we wrap up, I'm going to include all the links to your group in the podcast. When I put it on social media. But is there anything? Is there a phone number you want to give out or anything like that for the group? Or?
You can find me just on the NewJerseyProject.org. We have a ton of information in there. A lot of, links on how to fight, how to go to board meetings, link up with other parents.
Yeah. Okay. Excellent. Excellent. Well, just be sure to be out there. Jimmy, any final words or?
Yeah, families concerning your kids, get them into a boxing, jujitsu studio as soon as you can, because not to be aggressive, but self-defense is on the table right now. And if your kids today need situational awareness and need to know how to protect themselves more than ever. And most adults do too.
Yeah, 100%. And if you can't get them there to class in person, be sure to go to survivalstrong.philross.com and learn it virtually. Okay, guys, this was awesome. I appreciate you coming on, and we're definitely going to do this again.
Excellent.
This is Master Phil in your corner, episode number 114, ending strength and honor.
Thank you, Phil. Take care.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you. Bye.